What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on this topic, and I want to talk about some information that slid across my desk in regards to Kim Porter's daughters actually feeling some type of way behind the scenes in regards to all of the lawsuits that have been filed against their father. Now, for those of you who don't know, Kim and Diddy's twin daughters are named Jessie and Delilah, and basically from the information that I've gotten, it seems as though that the twins are starting to see everything for what it is, and they're starting to realize that their father may be more than capable of basically being responsible for deleting their mom. That's how it's coming across. We'll get into that information later. Also, we're going to touch on the fact that Kimora Lee Simmons' daughter didn't seem happy that Kimora actually went out last night and celebrated 50 years of hip hop. So we're going to get into that as well. But first, I want to touch on something that is very, very interesting in my opinion, something that we need to be paying attention to. I've learned that when the Obamas, especially Barack, at that particular time, I forget the year it was, but you guys can put it down in the comments and let me know. But basically, he warned us about what was going to take place in 2020. And this film that was produced by the Obamas, basically, to me, is a message to all of us. It's a hidden message. And the name of the film is Leave the World Behind. And I'm telling you guys, this is a very powerful film, and it can be found on Netflix. Now, it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but I suggest that you guys just sit through and just watch it all, right? Watch it all to the end. And it's talking about a lot of stuff. It's giving a lot of subliminal messages. And I don't want to go too deep and spoil it for you guys, even though I'm going to play you some people that are talking about this film in its entirety. But there were 3 words that came to my mind after I watched this, and it was take cover and passport. Because the one thing that I did take away from this movie, y'all, if nothing else, is the fact that it seems as though that America is in trouble. America's in trouble. The government has sown some bad seeds, and a lot of these other countries that have been violated by us, they've been looking to get some get back. So I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys are intelligent enough to know that after watching this film that you need to prepare yourself, you know, to the best of your ability for what's coming. But anyway, check out these clips and I'll be right back.
One more thought about this movie, Leave the World Behind, which the Obamas produced. It stars Julia Roberts. And recall, she dated Matthew Perry. And Matthew Perry just died on her birthday, October 28th. And then weeks later, she revealed her feelings about his death. Well, that's interesting in light of this film, because this film premiered October 25th, 3 days before he died on the 28th. And Friends, the show, is also a part of the plot of this movie, Leave the World Behind, which is, again, about an apocalyptic scenario. The power grid's down across the nation. Nuclear bombs are going off on cities. Foreign planes are dropping propaganda pamphlets on the people of the U.S. But also about Julia Roberts and the Obamas producing. This film focuses on race because it's about a black family and a white family having to share a home together during the fallout, and there's a little bit of racial tension coming from the white family at the beginning, mostly from Julia Roberts' character. Recall, they say Julia Roberts, her birth, was paid for by Martin Luther King Jr. If you didn't know that, look that up. MLK's family supposedly took care of the hospital costs for the birth of Julia Roberts. Again, this is how you can see all the weird, shady stuff going on in Hollywood and how closely connected Hollywood is with our federal government, as we're always pointing out. That's how Hollywood's always giving us the predictive programming of what's to come next. And don't forget, one more time, when Obama was in office, Janet Napolitano stepped down from the head of DHS in 2013, and her exiting speech said, the next 9/11's not if, but when, and it'll be the national power grid going down from a cyber attack. Exactly what the plot of this film is.
So this movie comes out on Netflix. Have you heard about it? It's called Leave the World Behind. It seems like everyone and their mother is talking about this movie on TikTok right now, so you know I'm going to also, okay? I'm going to give it to you raw, just how you like it, so here we go. All right, this movie was interesting. If They Had Us in the First Half was a movie, this would be it. The movie itself wasn't bad. Yeah, sure, there was some pacing issues, made it kind of slow in certain scenes, but overall, the movie did a pretty good job of creating just enough anxiety to keep you interested to wonder what the hell is going on, okay? And then the ending happened. Look, I'm not going to get into the specifics specifics of the ending to avoid any spoilers for any of you who haven't seen it just yet. Just know you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. But what was going on with all the weird, all too familiar symbolism going on in that movie? Look, when it comes to apocalyptic type scenarios in movies, you always kind of watch them with this anxiety easing thought of, well, it's just a movie. Yeah, this one though felt a little too real. This movie paints a pretty painfully realistic viewpoint of what shit would be like in the event of a complete and total power blackout in the United States. But even deeper than that, you have this almost weird, in-your-face type of description as to what caused the situations that the characters are in. And bro, it honestly feels like they were reading from a page out of our government's handbook. A handbook that's entitled How to Take Total Control 101. Not to mention some of the subtle little depressing Easter eggs that are in the movie, such as the girl wearing a NASA shirt, the boy wearing a shirt that says obey, the fact that there is a direct reference to how completely useless most people are today, and how they'd be completely inept to handle any type of apocalyptic scenario. Oh, and get ready for this one. Barack and Michelle Obama were the producers of the movie. Like, fucking what? Can someone please explain to me why a former US president and first lady produced a movie in which there is one scene in particular where a main character describes, and very scarily could easily happen in today's times, detail about how the government could have created the situation that they were in, okay? Something just seems very, very odd about that. I watched that movie with my parents, and on multiple occasions throughout the movie, I kept turning to them saying, hey, you know what? This is what it would probably be like if there was actually a power outage, or hey, this is what it would be like if the government really wanted to take over. And then I wake up and find out that one of the dudes who had access to all of our country's deepest, darkest secrets produced this damn movie? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and file that one under a hell no, okay? It's kind of like they're subliminally trying to put it in our heads for what's to come. You can call me crazy if you want, alright? But look at all the references that were in our pop culture media that kept showing up of the Twin Towers in the years leading up to 9/11. And now, when the world seems to be unstable, and with every American seemingly at their wits' end when it comes to things like the economy, social unrest, and flat-out distrust in our systems, a former president produces a movie that specifically details how a government could go about taking control of its own people. I don't know, man. Seems a little weird to me.
So Leave the World Behind is out, and we watched it Friday night, and it blew our minds. I cannot recommend this movie enough. It is so good. And I've seen a lot of content talking about the very blatant statements that this movie is attempting to make about how completely dependent we are upon technology, the racial microaggressions, how disconnected we are from nature, the fear-mongering, the doomsdaying, how fearful and untrusting we are, and how we are one more fear-inducing event away from civil unrest. And I agree with all of those things, but it's this that I think is the larger narrative that they're trying to point out to us. I think the larger narrative is this girl. And while she is very aware of what's going on around her, she's very aware of her surroundings, she is completely out of touch with the severity of it. She is desensitized. And I saw another creator talk about how she's more engrossed in these parasocial relationships that she has with the characters on Friends. And all she cares about is seeing how it ends. And yes, I agree with that. And they lack empathy and they lack connection in the real world. She is very aware of what's going on around her, but it is not affecting her as much as the fact that she cannot find out the ending of what happens with these parasocial connections that she has. She is unconcerned with the well-being of the actual humans that she is with. She is more concerned with what is going on virtually. And that is so telling because they have grown up in chaos. They are checked out, and they have been able to check out because of how dependent we are on technology and how much it takes up our day-to-day lives and our day-to-day attention. And I think that is the larger narrative. I think the other thing is she lacks awareness of just how fragile our systems are. And the concept of everything is always at their fingertips. They live in a world of plenty and in a world of consumerism where you can place any order for anything that you want online, have it in a matter of hours or days. Nothing ever runs out. And so she is constantly just consuming resources without a thought about the long term and it not being able to be easily replenished. She is fully aware of what's going on around her, but she is so desensitized that she is able to completely detached, be unconcerned with what is going on in the real lives of the people that she is with. And she is more concerned with finding out the ending of this parasocial relationship that she has and feeding her immediate hungers and desires. And I think that is what the larger message that they are really trying to make. But the great thing about movies is that they are always up for interpretation. So I want to hear how other people interpreted the various concurrent narratives that were happening in this movie. And if you haven't watched it yet, please watch it.
Okay, I'm going to keep this brief because I want you to watch this. Leave the World Behind. executive producers Michelle and Barack Obama. A movie about a cyber attack on the United States of America. And I think it's interesting that we have a former president of the United States producing a movie about a cyber attack. And there's questions surrounding who has initiated this attack. Is it the Chinese, Russia, Korea, or maybe all three of them have kind of gotten to a place where they are tired of the way that the United States has been handling business. You know, the deeper question that I'm asking myself is, why would a former president of the United States release a movie such as this if there weren't some warning or hidden message in the movie? So I'm sure, you watch movies for entertainment. I would say, take a shot at this movie. Look at it, watch it, drop some comments, let me know what you think about it. I'd love to have a discussion about this movie. We've gone pretty far, and was recently having a conversation with someone talking about every dynasty has to fall. Every empire will fall. So this makes you wonder, what is going on?
All right, so you guys just saw and heard that, a little bit of a preview for you guys, and I encourage you all to go and watch the film. I'm not going to go more in depth into it. I want you guys to watch it for yourselves. Now, what I want to do right here is go ahead and get into this information that was sent to me this morning in regards to Kim Porter's daughters feeling some type of way about their father. And it says here, what's going on, bro? I just wanted to touch base with you because I was able to get some more details. So according to a friend of Kim Porter's, her twin daughters have been suffering in complete agony and depression after all the lawsuits that were recently filed against their dad. I'm told the twins secretly contacted Cassie and implied they wanted to speak to her about the death of their mom. They even asked Cassie if she thought that their dad had their mom deleted. I'm paraphrasing here, guys. Cassie has not responded to the twins as instructed by her lawyers for her safety and other legal reasons. However, Cassie did forward the messages from the twins to her lawyers and Kimura. I'm told the twins are on the brink of escaping and searching for a place of refuge from their unstable father. The twins have been very distant from Diddy, and he is trying to isolate them from Kimura specifically, and anyone who was associated with Kim that could have some sort of influence over Delilah and Jesse. These lawsuits that have been filed against Diddy has really opened their eyes to the fact that their father is a manipulative liar and could be capable of deleting their mom. They have reportedly witnessed the intimidation, harassment, and belittling of their mother and Cassie with their own eyes. They're now starting to realize how demonic their father really is. I'm told the rest of Diddy's kids are even questioning a lot of things. According to a former Bad Boy artist, Kimura went to Diddy once again over a month ago and asked him could she take the twins in. Kimura was shut down once again. This is the fourth time Kimura has been told that the twins can't move in with her. It's been said that Diddy has handpicked and selected women that had no connection to Kim to fill in the void when the girls need advice or guidance from a woman's perspective. But I have more, just trying to go over the details to make sure I get this right. Yell at you later. Alright, so you guys just heard all of that. Now, I told you all that Kimura was outside last night celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, and she posted this picture with Too Short, and the caption read, "Our time was had. Celebrating 50 years of hip-hop brought so many of us back together like a family reunion. The best. Legends. Hashtag I look too good." And so basically, a lot of people took notice that her daughter was in the comments, Aoki, saying, "Mom, stay inside." And so a lot of people equated that to the fact that Kimura just had this house fire and that Aoki was telling her to stay inside for a reason. And it's not above the realm of possibility given the fact that everything that's going on with Kimura and her family recently, right? And so I just found that odd and interesting that Aoki would just drop down in the comments and say, "Mom, stay inside." I just ultimately think that not only Aoki, but Kimura's other children and the rest of her family just have a fear for her life right now because of everything that she knows in regards to Kim Porter and the information that she has on Diddy. And so, like I said in my previous video, Kimura is a supreme target. She knows a lot in the industry, and I think that Aoki in the comments telling her mom to stay inside was for a reason. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let this go right here. Before I go, I do want to say this. I have to cover my tracks. Everything that I convey to you guys within that email is all alleged. I have to protect the integrity of my platform and things of that nature. But I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.